Good evening, everyone. I'm very happy to welcome you all through this forum. Now, I invite Professor Sharonisha to offer God's prayer.
Dear loving Heavenly Father, we thank you for the wonderful day you have given us. Lord, before the start of this webinar, we are all gathered in your mighty feet for your blessings, guidance, and support. Lord, enrich the resource person with your knowledge. We also pray for the participants, help them to make use of this webinar effectively. Finally, Lord, we pray for all the people who are supportive to conduct this program. Bless us and guide us. In the name of Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
Now, it's my time to welcome you all for this webinar. First of all, I want to thank our Lord God Jesus Christ for helping us to conduct this webinar. Then I want to thank our management, our chairman, our managing director for giving us an opportunity to conduct this webinar. Next, it's my immense pleasure to welcome our general manager, Dr. Jaykumar sir. Next, it's my pleasure to welcome our principal sir, Dr. Vel Murugan. Next, it's my great privilege to welcome our HOD ma'am and all our colleagues who are very supportive to conduct this webinar. Next, it's my great honor to welcome the resource person, Mr. B. Beniston of this day. About the resource person, he completed his MCA in Bishop Heber College in 2005. He started his career with some government projects. Soon he got an opportunity to work with a UK company. And after that, he raised to a team lead position. He also held various other positions like technical lead, technical manager, and as an architect now. And also he worked with many international professionals including US, Canada, Europe and Australia. And he is very proficient in various open source web technologies and cloud technologies. Sir, we are very happy to have you as the resource person for this webinar. Now, last but not the least, you, the participants of this webinar, the success behind this program. I invite you one and all for this program. Now over to the resource person, Mr. B. Beniston.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for the management who has given me this wonderful opportunity to share this technological information with you. Web technologies is ever growing and the cloud technologies are ever booming. We are going to see a very small part of it. Hope you will enjoy this session. Let's go into the session.
Yeah, let's start the topic. Redis. So what is Redis? Redis is a remote dictionary server. So it is basically used as a database, but it's much more than the database, which we will see in the upcoming slides. Yeah, so Redis in short, Redis is an open source. It is a BSD licensed one. In-memory data structure store. It is written in C. It is used as a database. It is used as a cache, and it is used as a message broker. It is used much as a cache and message broker than the database, but it also holds the information, so it can be used also as a database. So we'll go in detail on the Redis, on why we have to use the Redis, and so how it should be used and what are the advantages of that, and all we'll go through. Yeah, so now why Redis? So here are the reasons why a project or a service should use Redis. Normally Redis is not used by small projects. Projects which has very less traffic, projects which don't need much speed, don't have to use Redis at all. For that they can use MySQL server or SQL server or Oracle or any other server they can use. But the specialty of the Redis is speed. It's blazing fastness to store and retrieve the data in a very fast way. Then its simplicity. It's very simple to use. When you go through the commands, you'll be able to understand it's very simple to use, and it is very stable. It's very stable of its kind, and even though there's any crash happens, we can set up the crash recovery management, and you can recover the data, that none of the data will be lost. Well, we'll go why Redis in detail. It's speed. It's built for speed, so it's famous for speed, and we have to use that for speed. It's fast storing and fast retrieval is the need of the present age. Say a site like Facebook or a site like Cricinfo or any other sports site which gives the on live data in a very fast way, on timely way. So they have to use a database like Redis in order to present the data very fast to the users who are viewing that. Okay, and Redis is the solution for that need. It is meant for its speed. Okay, let's go for the next reason why we have to use Redis. It is simple. Its simplicity. It don't require any complex data structures. Like if we have to use an Oracle or a SQL database, we first of all have to decide on the structure of each and every table, the store procedures, triggers, and etc. But Redis doesn't require any of these things. It doesn't need a structure. We can just like the store and retrieve data. If we don't want, we can delete the data also. Okay, the structure could be made as simple as possible to the level of just key value pair. What is key value pair? Key value pair is just to store a value to a key. For example, say a flag equal to true. So we can set true or false or null to a flag and change it whenever we want. It's just a key. Key is the flag, and value can be a boolean value or an undefined value, or it can be null. So that way we can fastly store and retrieve the data. So this is just a simple example. So we'll go to the other examples in the upcoming slides. Okay, the third reason which we can see is stability. So how it is stable? So some caching mechanisms, or usually caching mechanisms, they use random access memory to store the data. So you all know what is random access memory. So once there's a system crash or the power loss or something happens, all the data would be lost. But here in Redis is a legitimate database which is built for stability also. So though there's a crash recovery system is in place, and the data won't be lost and it can be easily recovered. So it's very stable. So three things we have seen: its simplicity, its blazing speed, its stability. Okay, now let's see what is Redis. As I already said, it's an open source in-memory data structure store that can be used for few purposes stated below, which we have already seen. So it is an in-memory structure store, so that is more important. So it is, the data is stored in the memory, it's stored in memory, that's what we call it as. Okay, so that gives us a clue that it is very fast, unlike the other database management system which uses secondary storage. Well, it is used as a database, as we have seen. It's a general storage medium. I can store anything and everything. I don't have to follow a proper structure, but I can store anything and everything, just like I can store in any database. I can store a set of data, I can store HTML, I can store JSON, I can store serialized object, I can store numbers, string, anything in any structure I want to stay, I can store, and I can take it back when I want it. So that is a normal database store, which you'll be seeing in the next slide. Okay, then caching system. So caching system is the need of the hour. All the famous websites which you know, name it whatever, everything uses a caching mechanism. So caching mechanism needs a fast storing and retrieval. So we'll see what is caching mechanism in the coming slides. Then as a message broker, this message distribution from a publisher to the consumer is very important. So this is one of the very important things in sites like shopping carts and advertising sites. All have to use a message broker. So this particular technology has to be used, and Redis supports this technology. Okay, let's see what is what in the coming slides. Database. It can be used as a simple database, as I already mentioned, in a key value structure. But basically, this is used to store data which is required for an immediate access. Maybe a record or a data which is not required for an immediate access don't have to be stored in Redis. It can be stored in some RDBMS. So for student information, staff information, salary information. So these all may not be required for an immediate access every time. So those things can be stored in RDBMS. But in case a cricket score, in case of a football live commentary, all these requires an immediate access, an immediate update. So for all these things, we have to use a mechanism like Redis, and Redis helps a lot. So here I have given as an example for a leaderboard. You know the leaderboard in the video game center. So in the live games, so when a lot of players are playing around in a particular game, so the leaderboard has to have an immediate update, quick updates. So that Redis can provide. So it can be used as a database for that immediate data which is required to be accessed by the clients. Well, caching mechanism. This is largely used for the caching mechanisms. For example, shopping cart is a very simple example. Say, for example, you are visiting a web app or website, and you added something to the cart, and you close the browser and goes off. Tomorrow you come back, and you might be expecting that cart items which has been added to the shopping cart present over there. But since you close the browser, everything should have got lost. But when we use a caching mechanisms, it can be retained. The shopping cart items which is not purchased yet can be retained. So Redis can do that work. So when you created an account in a web app and store some cart items in the shopping cart and goes off, Redis can catch it and can store it temporarily, and tomorrow when you come back, it can get you back the shopping cart items which can be displayed ready to be purchased. Okay, so that is a caching mechanism for the shopping cart site. Now coming to page caching. For example, in many pages which we are viewing, for say any tutorial or any magazine or any even some news sites, they can't get the data of the page every time from the main database of the server. It will take a lot of time. But if it is cached, when you view it for the first time, if it is cached, then it can be accessed in a very fast manner every time we require it. So that is called as page cache. So all these page contents which are seen once by the user can be cached in the Redis, and when another user or the same user comes to that particular page, it can be served from the Redis instead of taking it from the RDBMS, which is very slow, but Redis taking from the Redis is very fast. The last thing here is data cache. Data cache is, for example, we can use it for the latest feeds, for example, Facebook feeds. Say when you keep doing the browsing something in the Facebook, you can get the alerts, notifications then and there. And when you click the icon, you can see the new notifications which has come in. This can be largely dependent on this kind of databases, fast databases like Redis. It can be achieved by this kind of websites. I mean, this kind of services. So this is called as data cache. So this database, that is Redis kind of database, can cache the data from which is coming updated from some other source, maybe from the server, and it can deliver that data to the client, that is any website or mobile app or whatever. It can give it in a very fast way. A good example is Twitter or Facebook, which can deliver you the data in a real time. So it can be used as a latest data feed fetching. Okay, there are a lot of other examples. So for the time constraints, so we'll go on to the next. Yeah, here is a message broker. So I'm not sure if you would have heard of the word message broker. but you are using it in the daily life. So what is a message broker? When an application wanted to send messages, instructions to a large number of clients, or a very large number of tasks are to be executed in a sequential order without missing any one of the tasks, these message brokers are used. For example, we'll get a lot of SMS from our mobile providers, Vodafone, Airtel, Geo. So, but we'll get the SMS on time. But they will be sending the SMS in a very, very bulk way. Crores and crores of SMS will be triggered at a single moment of time. But without a single SMS getting missed, all SMS will be delivered to the particular mobile number. How? It is by the use of the message broker. So this message broker is a middleware controlled by Redis kind of applications or service, which can store all the tasks. I can say it's a task, or I can say it's a message. It can store it as a task, and it will sequentially send it. Maybe when I say sequentially send it slowly, it is very slowly I'm saying, but using the large servers in a single second, like some thousands of or lakhs of SMS will be triggered. But without anything missed out, it will be reaching the particular mobile application or the mobile phone. So that is the message broker. And another good example which we can see is a chat. So we see chat as a very normal message transfer system, but we have to see it from a high level, like lot of chats are going on between lot of people. So millions and millions of chats are triggered from a mobile number. Say WhatsApp, millions and millions of chats are triggered from the mobile numbers across the world. So if all these things has to be managed properly and it has to be delivered to the particular user, something like a middleware, like a message broker, has to be implemented. But chat is using a different system, but Redis can be used for the message broker, like chat or sending of the SMS or any other, sending of the email or executing some sort of task like payment tasks, executing the payment task sequentially. So all these things can be done using a message broker, and Redis is also very, very famous for that. Okay, so we have seen three things. It can be used as a normal database, it can be used as a cache mechanism, it can be used as a message broker. Well, now let's come to a few use cases. Some of the things which you have already seen, but I think we can see these things in detail. Redis is more relevant for these use cases. Session cache. We have seen page cache and data cache, but we have not seen session cache. This is one of the important thing in all the applications. When I say all the applications it uses user login functionality. Okay, then queues. This we have seen a little bit as a little bit before as a message broker. Queues are implemented. Then Leaderboard is for the real-time updations. Then pops up. This is a main chat-based application which Redis is supporting. So yeah, we can see these things in detail. Okay, session cache. Session is what? So when a person opens an application, maybe it is in mobile or it is in web browser or anywhere, a session is started. Who is the person? From where he is accessing, in what device he is accessing, from which location he is accessing, from which network provider he is using, which ISP he is using. So all these are session information. So these session informations are stored, and how long he is browsing that particular application. So all these things will be shown. Okay, so in a distributed environment, for example, we can open a Google application or Gmail application in mobile, in different mobiles, in tabs, in browsers, in multiple way we can open it, in a multiple devices we can open it, but we use a single environment for that. I mean, we are using distributed environment for that. So a client or the user can log into various devices or various apps I'll come back to this when I say the various apps that belongs to single account. So the sessions of these various logins in various devices has to be stored and maintained and updated in a single place. We can't use RDBMS for this. We have to use a system or technology like Memcache or Redis or any other similar fast technologies. Okay, so we could use Redis can be used for session management of the account as it's written. For example, take it for example, Google. Sorry. In Google, we have Gmail, we have Google Drive, we have Google Meet, and we have various other applications in Google. But all these applications are using a single account, single Gmail account, username and password. So when a user uses the single account for various applications, so this has to be managed properly. It is called a single sign-on account. Additionally, we can use Google account for our applications also. Sometimes we can integrate it into our applications. So all these sessions has to be managed from a single place. So for that, Redis helps a lot. So where and all the user is logged in, how long he is logged in, when his token is going to expire, or when his session is going to end. So all this has to be managed in a very updated way. So for that, Redis kind of application helps a lot. So this is called as session cache. This is very, very important because if session is lost, everything is lost. Say for example, in a database, if session informations are lost, all the users who are logged into that particular apps and devices, everybody has to be thrown out of that application. Means everybody has to be logged out of the application because their login information, everything is stored in the cache which is lost. So it is very, very important thing. And also this cache mechanism should work very, very fast and it should be stable. So this is in short. For the session cache is used for the single sign-on accounts like Google, Facebook and Azure and all. So this can be very well managed by the Redis technology. Now coming to the queues. When there is a large number of tasks to be executed sequentially, Redis comes into play to queue up everything to be executed without missing anything. For example, we already seen the example of SMS push notification. So what is going to be this push notification? So in the mobile apps which we are using, in between we'll get some notification saying like this offer is there or this payment is done successfully or something like that. So these push notifications can be managed in bulk in queues. Say for example 1 million push notifications has to be sent to different users. It can't be simply sent. If so, the system will be crashed. So it has to be arranged in a queue. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. It has to be arranged in a queue, and the queue will be executed on the other side one by one by another system. So this queue management can be very well managed using Redis kind of technology. It is very well can be managed as a Redis kind of technology without missing a single push notification or SMS or mail or any other task which has been queued up. It can be also used for the recurring payments. Say for example, if the user's payment has to be done in a sequential order. For example, the recurring payments. Even in a site like Flipkart or Amazon, a lot of people will keep paying. So and we are getting instant results, and even if there is a delay in the payment, after some minutes it will say successfully done because it would have been queued up waiting for its execution. So once its turn comes, it will get executed successfully and we'll get the message saying it has been payment has been done successfully. So this is the queuing mechanism, which is very, very vast. It has been used in all big projects. When I say big projects, not the normal school or office normal, it's not the normal institution projects. I'm talking about the projects which has millions of traffics per second. So such projects uses this technology of Redis for queuing and message broker mechanisms. Okay, Leaderboard. So many of you would have known, would have played games, online games with multiplayer games, like say our friends will be playing from another place in the same game and we'll be all playing, but all the results will be instantly being updated in our screen itself. So this can be easily done using the Redis technology. Even though the users on different apps, they are connected by internet and Redis server, so which helps the apps to get the data in a very instant way, in a very fast way and updated way. Okay, two good real-time examples are here. One is election voting results. So this election voting results will be updated in an instance of time, and we all wanted to know the up-to-date information of election results. So fetching this information slowly from RDBMS, it's a tiring task for the system. So, but if the server pushes all the results to the Redis kind of technology, it will be easily updated to the main application, maybe mobile application or web application. It can be easily taken up over here. So then cricket score, we all familiar. We wanted to know ball by ball score, how many runs every ball is been scored. So this has to be very fast again. RDBMS cannot be used for this flow. This flow of data cannot be handled in RDBMS. If it can be handled in RDBMS, but it will be very much costly for the providers. So they have to go for a technology like Redis for this kind of activities. Then PubSub. Okay, so this is an interesting topic. When I say pub, it is publisher. And when I say sub, it is a subscriber. So it is a publisher subscriber model. When we are in a group chatting, we will all be keep on typing and sending texts in the chat. But how do the system decide who should get the chat message and who should not get the chat message? So that is based on this PubSub model. So there will be a channel in the center, and all the users I'm talking from the technical perspective, not from the user perspective. I'm not talking from the end user perspective, but from the technical perspective, like what is happening inside the system, inside the logic. Okay, so when the chat is started and the users are added to the group, so one channel would be created, and all the users who are there in that system will be subscribed to the channel. So the publisher is a person who types a chat and clicks send. So when that is published to that particular channel, all the people, all the other users who are subscribed to the channel will be getting that message. So that is called as publisher subscriber model. The publisher is the one who sends the message, and subscriber is the one who subscribed for that message, who are the receivers of that message. This also has to be handled in a very, very fast way, and Redis has a solution for that. So one-to-one chat and group chats all are supported using the Redis technology. You use Skype, you used WhatsApp, so all managed by this publisher subscriber model. Okay, so we have covered session caching, queues, leaderboard, and PubSub. So these are the different use cases which we have seen now, and so these are all trending technologies, trending requirements. Like all the major sites wants these features, and they have to go for a database system like Redis. They can't deal it with RDBMS anymore. Okay, to its simplicity, There are some basic comments. So when you see the comments, it looks like it's very simple. Yes, it is very simple, but this simplicity is used for a very bigger cause. So it's very sensitive also. So say a basic command, set name John. Name is the key, John is the value. So set John to a key called name. Then get name, get a key. Okay. Then delete a key. Then the fourth one is set expiry. So set expiry of 20 seconds for the key name whose value is Peter. So in next 20 seconds it will expire. So that is what it means. Okay, we'll see that in little detail in the upcoming slides. Okay, this is a great one. We can install the Redis server in our system, yes, but we have an online tool given by the Redis itself to try it out. So here we can try it out. Let's first try, let's go to try.redis.io. Then yeah, we'll try these commands, how this works. Okay, set name John. Okay, yeah, here is try.redis.io. I have removed some unwanted tags over here. So set name John. So you see, I'm setting a key. I'm setting a value called John to the key name. Okay, I'm entering. Yes, it is stored. It says okay, it's stored. Now after some time I want to get. Okay, so get name John. It's as simple as that. As simple as that. So I can delete DL name. I don't want this key anymore, so I am deleting. Deleted. So integer 1 means it is a success. Okay, now I'll try to get it again. Get name nil, because it's already deleted. So that is a simple command line operation. So now let's go with this command, set ex name 20 Peter. Set expiry name 20 P20. I'll make it 5 seconds or 10 seconds so that we can go fast. Okay, now okay, it is stored. Now let me get it. Get name. Yes, I got it, because we are inside the 10 second span. Now let me again try to get it. Nil, because we have crossed the 10 seconds and that data has got expired. Okay, so where can such a thing be used? For example, if there is a news which has to expire in 10 seconds, say flash news or the hot news or something, so those can be stored in with an expiry time, say 2 hours. I can set a news, flash news with a key for 1 hour, say 600 seconds, right? And automatically it will get deleted after 1 hour. So we don't have to worry about it, we don't have to delete it or anything. So it will automatically go off. So that is the simplicity of that. So it is as simple as that, a very basic like a nursery kind of commands: set, get, del, setting, getting, deleting. Well, okay, so we'll go with the same tryredis.io website for further commands. Okay, Redis deals with lot of data types, with lot of operations, but we are going to see only these 4 data sets which you can understand in that initial stage. One is string. String is already, we have seen that what we have stored, like Peter, John, and we are storing, and these are all strings. These are all strings. Yeah, John, these are all strings. Okay, that is the string value. Okay, Then hashes. Okay, this we can store fields and values with a hash map. This is for a little higher purpose, which we will see with some examples. Then sets. This is for storing unordered unique values. It's something like an array, or no, not exactly like an array, but it sets. So it can be used as an array, but in a very unique way. Then it can be used as lists for storing ordered values. We can order the values using the list. So these four simple operations we are going to see. One we have already seen, that is a string. So we'll go to the next one. Yeah, this is what we have seen. Set key name, value name. Get key name, value name. Then hashes. It is used to store data in a way that hashes acts as a map between string fields and string values. Okay, we'll go for an example. hmset. This is hash map set, which has a hash name, and then it comes with the key field value pair. Yeah, we'll go for that example. hmset hash name field value pair. Okay, let me type hmset hash name, say hash 1 key value 1 k1. Okay, I am giving it for easy understanding. p1 k2 v2. Say okay. Okay, we got it now. So hmset, so hash map set, and I am storing key value in a hash map with the hash. So that is the command over here. Then h get all. H get all hash 1. Why did you give the hash name here? Here you get k1 v1 k2 v2 all. There are a lot of other commands related to the hash map to get, delete. So all those things we have different commands, so we are not going deep into it. So we are going to see only the set and get part of it. So what we set we can get in a, so this is get all. Likewise we can get the single values also. So this is for the hash value map. Okay, where is this used for? If we have to store like a lot of, say, column kind of thing, or if you want to store a multi-data thing which has to be stored in a single key, that is not possible with a simple key value pair. So we have to go for a higher value pair. So hash map can be used. So when we see the example is very small, so tons of data can be stored like this. Say I can store, say, even a lot of KBs, even if it allows MBs of data, to a single hash map set. Say for example a player. So a player has what and all. So how much score, how much wickets, what's the rate, run rate, what is the economy rate. So all these things can be stored in a single hash name call with the name of the player. Very, very easily we can do, and we can fetch it whenever we require it. So that is the beauty of Redis like technologies. Now sets. This is we stored as an unordered collection of unique strings, as we have already seen. So we can do set add using the set name for multiple values. So that is the beauty of that. So add sk key, I'm giving values 1 2 3 4. Okay, 4 stored 4. Now I want to get it. Yes, numbers 1 2 3 4. So it looks very simple and very it looks even silly, but these all things, when it comes to the real life data storing, this will help so much. say, for example, if you wanted to store an unordered collection of unique strings, like say, for example, a series of news pertain to a particular category called sports. These kind of things acts as a reference, say a set name called sports, and as a value name for different articles or news IDs. You can store it in a single place. So when the front end code or the client mobile application or the web application wants all the news IDs of a particular news category called sports, all we need is to call the set name yes members. So all the IDs will go to the front end, and from there it can fetch the particular news details through a different key value pair, or it can use a list or whatever we can use to take it. So it is not as simple as storing 1 2 3 4, but it's used for a very real-time use. Then here we have list. This list is an ordered value. The sets we have seen is an unordered collection. This is an ordered collection which stores in an ordered way. Say, for example, we can keep pushing something. I can keep pushing something. Say I want to do a 1 million tasks. So I can keep pushing the task 1 by 1 or 5 by 5, whatever. I can keep pushing the task. And on the other side, the task executing script can pop the task. It can take the task. It can range and see the task. So that way it can be used. I don't think we have to see an example for this. So since we have seen the example already, so it should be enough to say it's an ordered list. And as I already said, the queuing mechanism can be easily used using this list functionality. So this all the queuing can be pushed 1 by 1. All the tasks can be pushed 1 by 1. On the other side, it can be retrieved 1 by 1 and can be executed. So this is a never-ending list. In a news channel, web app, or news channel server, news will keep on coming 24 hours, and there will always be a push. And the news delivery script, say if it can be a push message, it can be an SMS, it can be an email. They can take the message and push it to the corresponding clients. So it will be a never-ending thing. So that is the power of Redis. So we have seen 4 things: strings, hashes, sets, list, and there are much more. But this is enough for us to understand the Redis and its functionalities. Then language support. So when we come up with the technology, so we need to know which all languages is supporting that particular technology. That is very important. So I created a technology and I'm saying it is great, and if nobody is going to support, that is no front end or back end technology is going to support it, then that technology is a waste. So we are going to see what are all the different technologies this Redis is being supported by. Yeah, okay. Here are the clients. From the student level, you might understand some of these things. Say you might understand Java, you might understand C, and you might understand Ruby, but there are a lot more. There are support Scala, it supports Rust, Python, Lua, Haskell, Go, Elixir. So they have a lot of scripts. Page full of libraries they are having. So whatever technology you want, see they support Objective-C, Perl, PHP, PLSQL. See Python has so many libraries. Yeah. Ruby has so many libraries. Yeah. So whatever you name, .NET. So see .NET Core. But the library names might be it's written in C#. So Redis, there are a lot of things. So these are the clients available for Redis to be used in different programming languages. So it is it is not a programming based technology, but it is a technology which can be adaptable to different programming languages. Okay, so we have seen the clients who are all being supported by Redis or who are all supporting the Redis. So now we'll go to the next one, that is who is using Redis. This is also very important thing. So if I created a great technology and if nobody's using, then there's a waste. You might understand some of these services. Twitter, everybody should be knowing. Twitter is using Redis. GitHub. GitHub is a coding repository service which is used by almost all the coders, almost all the software developers of the world to store their codes, not to get the code. So it is used by GitHub. Then Flickr is an image sharing web service by Yahoo. Then Medium. This is Medium is one service, one article service which provides so much technical articles for everybody to read. So they are using Stack Overflow. You might have heard of Stack Overflow. It's like a technical forum. It's very popular for the past more than 10 years or somewhere around 10 years, yes. And Trello. Trello is a task management tool which is also very famous, world famous stuff. So all these people are this, and there are a lot of other popular services of the world. They are using Redis. So it's very popular. It's worth learning. It is like a feather in our cap. So we already have a cap, say, programming languages. So if you know Redis, it is an added advantage for us. So you can make some time in the college days itself to learn this technology, so that you can shine and you'll have more opportunities in your career growth. Then Redis on cloud. Hope by now you should be all knowing cloud. What is meant by cloud? Amazon Web Service is one of the popular cloud. That is this AWS. Then the second thing is Azure. It's a Microsoft based cloud technology. Then Google Cloud Engine. This is a Google based cloud technology. So all are supported. All of these cloud technology, and even Alibaba, Chinese based cloud technology. So all these popular cloud systems are supporting Redis. So they even have inbuilt Redis services for us to take and use it. So Redis is there everywhere. It is there from our local machine to the big servers to the cloud. Redis is there on. So we have seen the language support of the Redis, who are all using various client libraries are available. So we can pick the library we want for according to the programming languages. Then we have seen who are all using Redis. So much popular. All popular services in the world are using it. Most of them we know. Then Redis on the cloud. So top cloud services are using Redis. Okay, so here we are coming to the end of this session, and so here there are some books which is there for this recommendation. Two of the top books is Learning Redis and Redis in Action. So I will also can run through a few books. So this is a site where you can get the top books. Yeah, this is something Redis in Action. This book seems to be like a best introduction book to Redis. You can read it. Then about learning Redis, if you have prior database experience, which you already have in RDBMS. Then Redis Essentials. This has some advanced. The users have some advanced knowledge of the technology and services ID, so they can use this book. Yeah, here is few more. Redis programming by example. So there should be a lot of examples available over there. Then design patterns in Redis, which maybe you are too young to go for the design patterns, but it should be useful if you are interested in designing of the software architecture. Then scalable apps with Redis with Node.js. If you know the Node.js technology, you can see how you can build the scalable apps using Redis. Yeah, here is a excellent book over here. So this is about the optimization techniques which has to be used for the Redis when we are developing with Redis. Then there's a book called Mastering Redis. So there are a lot of books available over here. So you can choose, you can go through the description. So you can go through this link and read the descriptions of each and every book, and you can decide which book would suit you. And there are a lot of support which the Redis is giving. We can in Redis, this is the Redis site which you have seen, their official site. So we can go through the commands here itself. We can filter by commands, see the pubs up things which you have seen, then hashes which you have seen. And there are a lot of other advanced commands, cluster, hyperlog, and all these types of things are being supported. Say for instance hashes. So in hashes we had so many commands. See, we have seen only two commands. So we have hcat, we have seen this hcat all, then we have seen only two commands from each category, but all these commands can be made use in order to have an effective workaround for the data subscription and for data usage. Then we have already seen the, so then they have an excellent documentation. So they are giving various links for tutorials to study online itself, not just in the books, but we can study online through this, and they have a big community. We should never fail in our idea when we are trying to implement Redis. So that's it from my side. So hope you would have enjoyed this session. So in short, we have seen what is Redis, why we should Redis, who is using Redis, and who is supporting Redis, and top books which we have read for Redis, and the community which we have for Redis. So that concludes this Redis session. So hope you would have enjoyed this session. Thank you everybody for your time. Thank you for watching this video.
Thank you, sir, for your informative speech.
I am happy to share this technological information with you. Hope you would have enjoyed this session. Thank you all. Keep learning, keep growing. Wish you all the best.
Now I invite Professor P.J. Bestin Pajila to give the vote of thanks.
It's my immense pleasure to offer the vote of thanks. First of all, I want to thank our Lord Jesus Christ for making this program a grand success. Next, I want to thank our eminent resource person, Mr. B. Beninston, for sharing his knowledge and spending his valuable time even in his busy schedule. Next, I want to thank all the participants of this program. Without you, there is no success of this program. Finally, I want to thank our management, our HOD and the people who work for the welfare of this program. Thank you all. Thank you once again.